What up? How's it going? Hey, this is going to be real quick. I just would like to see the fallout of what took place in that hearing with Chuck. I want to see how Chuck responds to it. I want to see what now the relationship between Chuck and Jimmy is going forward. And I want to see how Jimmy handles this. I'm assuming he just straight up is good going forward with his law license. So let's go ahead and get this next episode started.
You're good?
Cut it out with them goddamn rubber bands.
See, Nacho. Don Hector.
That's who I think it is? Yeah, it is.
How's your dad?
Man, give me that money.
So, one of my guys, new kid, got spooked by a cruiser and ran. Dumped his stash in the gutter.
Let me finish. You're light.
Like I was saying, the guy's...
Why didn't you make it up on your end?
I did, but I couldn't make it all up.
All right. Make it up next week.
Who works for who? Huh?
Nacho! No! Nacho!
Oh.
Jimmy McGill reached out to people who otherwise may never have seen an attorney in their entire lives, because Jimmy McGill cares about people. And yet during this time, Charles McGill's irrational animus towards his brother grew to epic proportions. When he discovered he had been betrayed by his only living blood relative, Jimmy snapped. As to ethical violation 16-304A, the State Bar's claim of destruction of evidence, it categorically did not happen. So now the question you must ask yourselves is this: is the legal profession better with Jimmy McGill in it? I believe the answer is a resounding yes. Have you given any thought to what you're gonna do for the next year? You know, with your clients?
Whoa, slow down. That is tomorrow talk, counselor.
I was out there knocking for almost an hour.
It sounds like Chuck. I'm sure he's fine. He's just being dramatic.
Oh, well, I think it's a little bit more than that. I want you to come with me to get him to let us in.
No thanks. I've already kicked my door in for the year.
You owe it to him.
I don't owe him squat.
Jimmy, you lied to me. This was never about helping Chuck.
If you feel misled, I apologize, but I think I was clear.
Now it's time to do what's right.
Yeah. No.
Jimmy, he's still your brother.
Not anymore, he's not.
Chuck was right about you all along. He's mentally ill. What is your excuse?
Career day's coming up, and she asked me if I would go and talk about her daddy's job. She wants to know more about what he did. And that kind of took my breath away.
So, do you think you're gonna do it?
I don't know. Maybe.
Good. That's good work, Stacy.
Thanks for coming. It means a lot.
Well, honey, if it makes you feel any better, I'm all for it. Sweetheart, that's not really my department.
Sure it is, Pop. You built a carport when Matty was a kid.
I did?
Yeah, he told me about it a bunch of times. He said that when you were pricing it out, you thought that all the people who gave you quotes were crooks. So you decided to do it yourself. And you let Matty write his initials in the wet cement. Pop, the way he talked about you, it was like you hung the moon.
Chuck? Chuck, it's Howard. I'm not leaving, Chuck.
The opinion came in. Jimmy was suspended for 12 months. This is a win, my friend. Jimmy's not going to be a lawyer for 1 year. And if he screws up, which we both know is likely, his PPD terminates. And that 1 year may turn into forever. You can keep looking backwards, stay focused on your brother, what he's up to, or you can go forward. I say, put your energy into the future. Anything else is a waste of your time and intellect. What do you say?
What if he go fuck Jimmy?
To new beginnings.
Okay.
To new beginnings.
I don't think it's gonna. I don't know about that.
I just wanted you to be the first to know that I'll be taking a brief sabbatical from the law.
He's
Just
just
1
gonna let
year,
him know. Okay.
one quick trip of the earth around the sun, and I'll be back.
Hold for Jimmy.
It's just a technical thing, really. It's just a technical an agreement. It's an agreement. It's an agreement. You stop talking, and I'll talk. Okay, next. The letter will explain it, but the details are just boring, legalistic mumbo jumbo. I don't know where those sounds are coming from, sir. You learn so much about lawyering. Yes, just watch your mail for that letter from my office. Okay, bye-bye. Next.
Last one, Mr. Yellowitz.
Yes, Jimmy from TV. You watch it every day, huh? Were you the pilot of the B-29? 32 missions. Holy. Well, can I just say, sir, that you are one of the people who made the greatest generation so damn great. I salute you. All right, see you soon. On TV, right? Get me KWBV.
What? I don't understand. What's gonna go on here?
Get me the manager. Then get me somebody who can pull a commercial. Stat.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, we're not doing her any favors by keeping her in the dark. She should start looking.
So you want to fire Francesca?
I don't want to, but
She got one
I don't
client.
need her for more than filing and getting coffee, and I can
Right.
do that myself.
We just hired her. I like her.
How
While
does
we're on
she
the
stay
subject, we need to talk about the overhead on this place. I don't need all this space. I only have one client.
It's a huge client.
I looked into it, and breaking the lease will cost a hell of a lot less than 10 months' rent. It's an office, 4 walls and a door. Why waste money on something we don't need?
As far as I'm concerned, nothing's changed. All right? I'll hold up my end, you hold up yours, 50-50. The day I don't show up with my half, that's the day we'll talk about closing this place. I know you're thinking it's too good to be true. TV's too expensive, we can't afford that. Well, I'm telling you, you can. And here's the beauty part. For a reasonable price, we will shoot your commercial.
Yeah,
and then
okay.
we'll throw in the airtime for the low price of free. We'll shoot 9 commercials for $4,900, okay? And that includes the 9 airings at 3:20 in the afternoon on channel KWBV. That is a prime slot with a viewership of tens of thousands of potential customers. The big financial commitment, that's why we have our toe in the water package. That's a 1 commercial, flat rate,
Okay.
$849.95.
For him to utilize something that he picked up over time is dope. Not what I thought he was going to utilize, but
You're going to shoot a commercial in the next 2.5 hours.
Oh, no. I mean, there's a whole post process. I mean, there's editing and mixing, coloring, layback. It's a whole
So we gonna
McGill
shoot
you
it in
don't
like
want to
15
know.
minutes.
But we would need to be shooting in the next 15 minutes. I air in 2 hours and 20 minutes and I have no client. That's another $400 down the drain.
Maybe you could make a commercial.
Have you not been listening? That's what I've been trying.
a commercial for their business.
Oh, right. Repeat after me. For a limited time, we'll shoot your commercial today and have it on the air tomorrow.
For a limited time, we'll shoot your commercial today and have it on air tomorrow.
I thought you were like president of the drama club or something.
I'm treasurer.
Oh, and somebody told me they did do a pop-up shop for Los Pollos Hermanos before.
All the same weight?
Within a quarter gram?
Do you have a scale?
Take your pick. You forgot how to count? You get 5.
Don Hector gets 6.
Ooh.
He's expecting 6. And that's what I'm gonna bring.
He's trying to take 6. We only owe him 5. He's pushing it.
Let him get the 6.
Give it to him.
Dog.
Give it to him.
The fact that Gus played this game for so long, letting Salamanca just do whatever. What the hell is this motherfucker at? Oh, is this the laundromat? Oh shit, is this him like about to purchase it? Looking for where he could, hey man. That's not who I think it is it? That's not who I think it is in that motherfucking car, is it? Yeah.
Well, it could work.
Okay then.
I swear this show, it's almost like they was like, hey, all of Goody Google's favorite characters, put them into one damn show. Put them into one damn show. Everybody else lead them off. Anybody I talked highly of or that I fucked with, they put into Better Call Saul. And somebody told me that a lot of people find her annoying, but I find her character just, the fact that they created somebody like that for this, like the nerve of her to find herself in these situations. Like, oh shit, what's he up to? I know it's supposed to be serious and he got a condition, a mental thing, but that's fucking hilarious. Come on now. The hell? Is he trying to get himself out of it? Is that what he's attempting to do? Because by him holding the battery, it felt like he was like, I'm trying to work my way through this, like build a tolerance almost.
Yes, may I speak with Dr. Lara Cruz, please? Yes, I'll hold. Yeah, Charles McGill. I'm a patient, former patient. I need to see Dr. Cruz as soon as possible.
So what happened?
They called him, and while we were waiting to see what he'd say, one of the guys put a gun to my head.
They put a gun to your head? So, your father, his shop, where does he get his upholstery?
From the distributor.
No.
Where is the distributor?
He gonna try to utilize his family.
Jalisco.
Jalisco. I want a new way to get my stuff over the border. A legitimate business.
My father is a simple man. He is not in the business.
You will teach him.
Don Hector, please.
Don't worry, I take good care of Papi. He make money a lot more than with his little sewing machine.
Leonel talked to a guy in Los Lunas. Looks like Tuco knifed the guy, but he definitely broke a guard's jaw. They got him in solitary.
What?
God.
All he had to do was 6 months.
All he had to do.
He'd be in there forever.
Fucking Tuco, man.
You talk to your father.
He not gonna fill up that capsule with something, then put it back in his pills, is he?
Struggling to make it in today's fast-paced economy? Thought television advertising was too expensive for you? Well, you better think again. You can't afford
like Tom
not to
Green.
be on TV. I can make you a TV star for a price you can afford. Call me, Saul Goodman. The world needs to know about you and your business.
That's how he does the Saul character.
The guy at the station said he's never seen so many star wipes in a row. It's never been done.
Saul Goodman.
Yeah, it's like Saul Good, man.
That guy has a lot of energy.
Yeah. It's just a name.
Huh.
I like how they just let that sit. First, let me start by saying don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell. Shout out to all the new viewers. Shout out to all the subscribers. And I have a Patreon with full-length early reactions to things like this. If you'd like to, check it out. Because we already know what the outcome is, and I've talked about this before, the showrunners have to find interesting ways to reveal to us these sort of landmarks, I guess you would call them. Him becoming a lawyer, him becoming Saul Goodman, him learning advertising, becoming a beast at it, all of these various the suits, everything that comes to create Saul Goodman, we get to see it, but we need to see it in a way where we can't see it coming, right? Like some of y'all may have guessed that. I didn't guess that right then at that moment Saul Goodman would arrive. And we know it's coming, but they sort of lull you to sleep. And it's not that they're just doing that for the purpose of that. It's think about what happened last episode. And then look at what Chuck's doing now. So that's where your mind is at. Then your mind's also on, well, how does Jimmy respond to it? So you're so wrapped up into the story of Better Call Saul that you're not even thinking anymore. Remember early on, I'm like, oh, is this when this takes place? Is this when this takes place? Now you just into the story. And so when things arrive, you're like, oh shit, this whole episode was that, right? To see the laundry place and to see, is her name Lydia? I forgot her name. Neurotic chick. Like, to see that, because we recall the whole air system and they're part of a giant multinational corporation and the name that it was under, and we know who he was working with through the company, right? Because once we see Walt at the end, she talks about how what was the place? Was it the Czech Republic? Was that it? I can't recall which place it was, where they were going to move it there and his purity was so good. And she was like, well, before Gus was out of here, this is who we were coming up, we were working on this plan. So to see that there, it's like dope, but they're not just throwing it there. They're not just like, hey, here you go, guys. It's not just fan service. We're seeing it as it happened. It's happening slowly. They don't even drag it out or anything. And they play it for people who watch the show and understand it. So when we all saw that car and we saw the back of her head and that hairstyle, we went, oh, we know who that is, right? And then also when we see Gus, we're like, okay, where is he at? And then he turns and we're like, holy shit, is he there? And he's right behind the place where they're going to have the underground, right? It's like, it's made for us who have seen it. And what I like is, even still, I'm so wrapped up in the story of Jimmy and Chuck and everything else that's going on and Mike and his daughter-in-law that I'm like, not even caring about these things showing up anymore. It's like, okay, we'll get to it when we get to it. But when we get it, it's like, oh, that makes sense. Him using Saul Goodman now while he's out for 12 months makes sense. And what I wonder is it going to be a thing of, well, since it's that name recognition, and because remember, the elderly people know him as Jimmy. Not too many other people were really fucking with him as Jimmy. But when he's doing this, he's going to have a ton of businesses and his face is going to be known and all the star wipes. So it's a memorable local commercial. So when he comes back, I'm assuming it's going to be Saul Goodman. That's just who he is now. Okay. I like that the thing that pushed him to do it was no. This thing of ours, we have to keep it going, Kim, and I'm not going to let you down, and I'm not going to let the administrative assistant, is it Francesca? Is that her name? I'm not going to let her down. We're not letting her go. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, what's he going to do? Right? Remember, once again, I'm thinking of where we see him now, where we see him in Breaking Bad. So I'm like, is he going to get on that consigliere guy type of time? Nah, you're not going to make a leap from there to there. What's dope about that is to do that, it'll almost have to be a jump the shark type of moment. So they're like, no. My man is making commercials for local businesses. And the way he gets it out there is he has to make a commercial himself. I like how they got to that point of realizing that. That was dope because it gets us to the point where now he has to create a character, a whole nother persona for what that branding is and what that business is, right? So Saul Goodman, it just sounds like a name for that, for what that business is. The commercial business, I guess you would call it. Let's see. Ignacio, I didn't expect to see this much about him and how this is wearing on him. Did any of y'all feel this when y'all first watched it? And is this, before we even saw, they chose the perfect person to play him. And the reason is, when you see him, especially in comparison to Tuco, and then his whole thing of I need to deal with Tuco, it lets you know he's different. But even just him as a character, you're like, yo, he don't seem like the rest of everybody. Before we even get to the whole just Tuco of the situation, it's like he just don't seem like everybody. And then you get to, well, his father's a regular businessman. It's like, okay. So I didn't expect him to go this route, but once we see that it's wearing on him, the whole business of this, of what they're doing, the cartel, I'm like, oh, wasn't expecting it, but yeah, I could see that. And then it goes even further because Don Hector Salamanca, he's utilizing Gus right now, but he wanted it to hurt Gus. And you can tell real quick he makes a shift because, it didn't really work out that way. They did what they needed to do, right? They got on the phone with Gus and Gus was like, hey, give it to him. Gus didn't show what Salamanca wanted, right? They on their petty shit. But Gus is like, nah. So he's like, all right, well, look, I need to find my own place to, I need to find my own way to ship over the border now that they've already fucked up our other way. Your pops, where he get his stuff from? And I'm like, oh. Like, we've seen his pops. His pops is an honest man. He does what he does. He came over to the U.S. He's making money. And he's like, nah, I want to utilize him. And Salamanca does that whole thing of, no, I'll make it worth his while. Now, Ignacio, he's like, listen, man, fuck that. And it just hit me. I'm seeing Salamanca, and he seems sick. There was a moment where he couldn't really get words together, and he was sort of hunched over a little bit. I don't know if the sickness he has now is what's going to do it, or what's Ignacio's going to do with that pill. Looks like he's not even taking that chance, right? It's bad enough he's already having his reservations about being in that game, but now he's trying to drag his family into it. And they've started this own sort of business or whatever. So we're going to see how that goes going forward, man. I wasn't expecting that, but I like that, right? Because once again, I'm watching The Sopranos right now, right? And I'm at a certain episode. So to see, once again, we're looking at a person who's in a sort of gangster lifestyle dealing with it, right? And as I say, these aren't common street thugs. These are gangsters working in a cartel, and that requires something different of you. You can turn off the thuggery. You can turn that on and off, but when you're a gangster, that it's a job, and that's starting to wear on Ignacio. You can tell. And once you bring his family into it, it's another thing. He not down with that. Now, I was just thinking about Tuco. So when you find out that Tuco, he yapped somebody and then fucked with a prison guard, so it's like you see Salamanca get tight, and now we like, okay, so he's staying in there a little bit more. But hey, Good episode. Oh, hold up. Chuck. Almost forgot. How's Chuck gonna deal with what he's doing? I'm trying to see what they're doing with this. Chuck seemed to like trying to get himself battle hardened. He was holding on to the battery, and then he walked all the way out there. He said, I need to go to a payphone. I need this. The fact that he wouldn't even talk to his wife, his ex-wife, or anybody, especially, that was embarrassing for him. For one, what happened with him in the court and with Jimmy and that whole situation, but also what happened, he didn't want to ever let her find out about that. Also, about his condition. And then also her response to Jimmy, where she says he is what you said he is. It's like, yeah, there was always that. Even if you like both sides, there's always, yes. Like the whole Saul Goodman persona that we end up seeing in Breaking Bad is what Chuck said he would end up as, right? So that's the thing that I like about this is that Chuck, he called it. It's just how he's dealing with it. Some of us may have a problem with, but, yeah. Hey, next episode.